Good evening and welcome back to another episode of It's a Football Thing. The super sub is here. He's been caught off the bench. He's taken spot in the starting lineup. We're even going to let him wear the captain's badge tonight. It's Mr. Football Capital himself, Borce. How are you, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Fantastic day for me today. 3-point collectors. Now we've bounced back after last week's, result. But yeah, man, happy days. Happy days.
You know what? This is one of the rare times where I'm even going to celebrate a Manchester United win because I don't want Spurs to win. I don't care who beats them. I always want them to lose. And, of course, we're joined by my co-host with more hair than the other, Robbie. How are you, champion?
Pretty good, mate. Day started out good. A few tiffs along the way. But, we'll see if we'll get into that, I'm pretty sure. A bit fired up, we'll see how we go.
That's good, mate. Look, we've got to bring the fire. You know how it is. And you know what this channel is all about. It's about passionate, honest football debate. We're not always going to agree, but, this is what it's about. And thank you to the champions here. We've got Anthony, puts out some excellent CDR content. Big into fan as well. Make sure you check him out. We got Tom from the United Pubcast. I'm spewing I couldn't tune in tonight. I wanted to hear your thoughts on a few topics. But I'll watch it back. We got Justin here. We got Declared here. He's not an 89th minute sub, man. But Borce comes on at the 60th minute at least. We love him.
I just walk onto the pitch. I walk onto the pitch. I don't even get subbed on.
Some players walk off the pitch. Some walk on. Borce is one of those guys. We've got Shane here. Wants to hear Robbie's thoughts on Ronaldo. Interesting that. And we've got Geordie here. All right, boys. Let's rip straight into it. I don't want to talk about Ronaldo yet. I want to focus on something that we're all happy about, and that's Spurs not getting 3 points. A good performance from Manchester United. I was at work, so I saw dribs and drabs. I'll leave it to the experts, but we might go to you first, Borce. Give us some thoughts on the match.
First of all, I'm happy that you understand how it is to support your rival team over another rival team now. So when we support City over Liverpool, Now you know. Yeah, Scotty?
I wouldn't say I was celebrating, but I'm content. I'm not lighting a cigar.
If this was for the title and we had to beat Spurs for not to, there you go. So now you
have a cigar in each hand, brother.
Hey, that's it. Look, man, fantastic performance by the boys. And I think a lot of United fans that today can say that under Ten Hag and maybe even for a long time, this was probably more of a complete performance. One of our best performances that we've seen in a while. We got the 3 points. We got the goals. We should have got more goals. I mean, we could have put them to the sword early even in the first half. Like in the first 13 minutes, was it 13 minutes or 15 minutes? We had like 10 or 12 shots already at goal. It's like one shot per minute. That's where we struggle now at the moment. Is just putting the balls in the back of the net. But complete control from minute one, and I was a little bit shocked, man. A little bit shocked that not Fredgar Davids. Fredgar Davids is back. Yeah, every 4 games, Fredgar Davids is back, but he has found his Brazilian passport for sure. But yeah, man, it was just one of them games. Like no joke. Like, and when I watched Spurs against Arsenal, I was telling the Aussie Gooner, I'm like, this Spurs team is embarrassing. That game against Arsenal that Spurs played was one of the most embarrassing performances I've seen. And we obviously, that's from Spurs. Obviously, I've seen my team get embarrassed as well by Man City, by our own rivals. But this is a team that apparently had one of the best windows, apparently has one of the best managers, and they're challenging and up there for the title. I mean, I didn't see any of that today. And if you're a Spurs supporter, boy, like I even spoke to Marty the Marinator Spurs supporter, and he had not really any words. Like he said, yeah, shocking is putting it nicely and stuff. So yeah, man, overall, this is positive signs for us going forward. We got obviously Chelsea on the weekend, which is another big one, Stamford Bridge. We don't really get a result there, draw, but I'm happy, man. Today I'm happy that I had to recycle the clip of the cigars. They're coming out every now and then. But, yeah. But look, Spurs do all the time. They bottle it when it matters.
Robbie, obviously, I know you were pretty happy with the result this morning. Just quickly, give us some of your thoughts on that. Maybe who impressed you most? Who really stood out for you in that Manchester United lineup? And then I might give some thoughts on Spurs after that.
Yeah, look, I think Borge wrapped it up quite well. Look, standouts for me, I think, again, as you said, it was hard to pick someone that didn't stand out today. But a real standout for me, I have to say Casemiro. And it's the first time I can actually say I've enjoyed his performance. And, I didn't mention his name once watching the game. And that's how you know that he had a good performance, because he just done his job. The quiet assassin, mate. His intercepts, his forward passes, so calm. That's how I want to see Casemiro, mate. I think a couple of weeks ago against Everton, he got man of the match. And I was like, I didn't rate that performance at all. Yeah, I know he got the assist for the winning goal, but it still didn't impress me. Today, he impressed me. Our centre-back partnership, our whole back four, to be honest, were really good again, even though they didn't have a lot to do. When it did come down to a little bit of a test, passed with flying colours. I just really loving how they're really getting that unity, that connection, finally, because we haven't seen a really good centre-back partnership in years. So that's good that that's happening. And again, mate, like I said, I thought Rashford was really dynamic today. Again, always very active in behind. Again, unlucky not to have his shooting boots on, or more, Lloris had his gloves on more than likely, because he was the man of the match for Spurs, definitely today. The only one that turned up. Always, I think he could have had a few goals to his name as well, Rashford. But look, again, Fred, look, I have to put my hand up. Before kickoff, I was acting a bit of a pork chop, mate. I was questioning it big time. Why is Fred there? And I just didn't think he deserved the start. I expected McTominay to come in fresh off the back of his suspension. Obviously, Eriksen wasn't fit from being ill, so I definitely expected Scott to be there. So when I seen Fred, my eyebrows were raised. But look, he proved me wrong today. He wasn't the best player on the pitch, put it that way, but he was good. He did a good job. He done a good job. He obviously got the goal, obviously a bit lucky with the deflection there, but he done a job today. And look, I worked it off last week against Newcastle, where he had an absolute mess. So that's why I was surprised why he got selected for this game. But look, all in all, as Borce said, mate, a great performance in everything. We actually controlled the game, because we've beaten you guys, we've beaten Liverpool this year, but we didn't have all the possession. We done them on the break. This was total dominance. I was actually thinking Spurs were going to get a result. I was worried. They dished up nothing today. We made them look bad.
Spurs were so poor. I think it's a combination of you played well, but they were utter garbage. They really just didn't step up in this match. There's a couple of comments here from the chat that I just want to bring up for us boys to have a bit of a look at. Tom saying he was shocked at how bad Spurs were and their inability to change what they were doing. We know how Spurs are going to play. It's all about feeding Harry Kane. There is no plan B. Son will fire up for a few weeks and look like he's absolutely world class. Then he'll vanish again. So we know how Spurs are going to play. And we've got here a comment about the adverse Conte effect. Most of the time he'll get you the result, but you can never expect it to be pretty. And I want to come on to this comment and this topic a little bit further soon, boys. But for me, as plenty of people in the chat are saying, Spurs just were no good. They're not playing dynamic football. The way they approached the Arsenal and the United games, for me, showed that they're not in it. They're not going for a title. They're not trying to win games. At times, they're just happy not to lose them, and it's bitten them on the arse a couple of times now. So I thought they were very poor, and that brings me on to the next thing, Borce. I know you had some comments, obviously, about performance, results, and some views around that. For those of us that aren't in the group chat, let us know what went down today, what you boys have been debating about.
Yeah, look before we get into that, about Spurs just quickly as well, what I was shocked as well, usually we all know when United score first, we're a little bit shaky after we score. Like we saw it against you guys when United scored, it was more Arsenal. When we scored against Liverpool, a bit of the same as well, right? Spurs, it looked like we were still chasing the game. We were 1-0 up. It looked like we were chasing the game. So, and like you're saying, their plan A is to feed Harry Kane. How are you going to feed Harry Kane where he's receiving the ball at halfway and he's spraying that? What is he playing? A 6, 8? He's not a 9 anymore. So that's interesting. But yeah, look, with the whole performances that me and Robbie went back and forth in the group chat, I thought last week when we played Newcastle, the performance was similar than today. The difference was the goals. Today we got the goals. Against Newcastle, we didn't get the goals. And this is what I was telling Robbie. Everyone looks at a game differently. Yeah. Against Newcastle, it was frustrating. Against the Europa League game, again, we did get the winner at the end, but it was frustrating. But when you're playing teams like this Omicron, whatever they're called, it's like everyone's played football, right? When you versus a team that's getting, you should be beating, and they get slapped up 1 week 5-0, then 4-0, then 3-0. The whole team goes into this game saying we're going to run riot, and I want to get a goal. I want to get a goal, and kind of like the playbook gets thrown out the window because everyone wants to chip in with a goal with an assist. So you're going to get them games, and you saw it with like City and Copenhagen there a little bit as well. I know they played away, but a very similar situation there. You see it all the time in the Premier League where you go to a Norwich City, they've been getting done up every week. Look at Bournemouth, they get smashed 9-0 to Liverpool. Everyone thinks now they're going to go and walk over. They just lost their first game today after their new manager came in. So these are the things. Against Newcastle, you got to know what Ten Hag, like you got to look, it's all right. I get what Robbie's saying. It wasn't the perfect performance against Newcastle. But you look at the things that we're trying. Are we controlling the game? Yes. Newcastle, right? Newcastle, where were they? Who's this Bruno Gomes guy that everyone was talking it up? He's not even in the same position as our Bruno, and they're trying to still compare him. Compare him to Casemiro for one, yeah? So Shano in the comments there, compare him to Casemiro. I don't even know, I thought they were the same position, but they're not. But all these players, look at that second half against Newcastle. Yes, I get it. Our only problem, and it's always been a problem, is that low block. We can't break it down, yeah? But you look at, did we control possession? Yes. Were we trying to create? Yes. One thing that wasn't coming off were the shots and the final third, the decision making in the final third, and it's happened throughout the whole year. It's not a big problem. Going January,
when it costs you 3 points, though, Borce. Like if you're not scoring goals and it costs you points, it is
100%, 100%. But you can't blame that on. You can't say just because we didn't finish, the rest of the performance is bad or poor. You get a striker that's a clinical, or you get Rashford, someone that, or Martial, if he can stay fit, do you know what I mean? That can put away them goals. Then that problem is easily fixed, easily sorted. He's 8, so he's not even the same position, bro. He's not even the same position. And where was he? What was he doing? He was at centre back.
I only have one. I'm taking their one. Just on the side, like, their one's better.
Yeah, did he score against Spurs? No. But look, it's one of them things where you got to look at in details if you want to look at see where our performance against Newcastle. Let's be honest, Ten Hag was using that as a training session. We were doing things that we haven't seen all year. Even the commentators were saying it. The wingers went right wide, so we can open Newcastle out, and Shaw and Delo were tucked in, almost like a 4-2-2 we're playing, if that sometimes, right? We're trying different things out throughout the game. You can see positions change, formations change, but you got to give it to Newcastle. Newcastle have been fantastic this season. How many teams can break down Newcastle? It's very hard. It's like, yeah, we might have not got the result, and people might think because we didn't get the goal and the 3 points, and we're at home, that United were poor, but you got to give credit to Newcastle as well. They've been fantastic.
Robbie.
Very hard to break down.
Yeah, look, for me,
you look at this, the game against Spurs, same thing. They sat back. I thought the North London buses were on strike today because they were all parked in that 6-yard box, 18-yard box. All of them, all players, right? Controlled the game, created, took shots. The only difference is let's just say them goals. If we weren't a little bit lucky on them as well with a few deflections and all that, that's a nil as well, possibly, because the finishing is poor. But still doesn't mean the performance overall and what Ten Hag is looking to do is not there. We can't be. There's moments. I know in this chat you said we're not pressing as a team. Pressing, you don't need to press as a complete team to win the ball back. The first player always, like Bruno, everyone loses at that. Bruno, what's he doing? He's just running like a headless chicken. No. Bruno's job is to press, not to win ball. His job is to press so that players around him can pick up the other players and cut off the passing lanes and the passes to the players. So it's the players around that should be switched on and be like, all right, that's my cue. Once Bruno goes, we got to start picking up now and picking up the loose ball and hoping that whoever's on that ball makes a mistake. And if he takes too long, that's when Bruno pounces, wins it, and see if we can do something. I think, look, even against, sorry to keep going, but even against Arsenal, you're saying they dominated, but you look at the way we were set up. What did Arsenal do? You had possession, you had the ball. We
didn't score enough goals.
You didn't score.
We didn't get the points.
Because the channels, because the channels that United, because horses for courses, different games, you got to do different systems. Arteta has his team for 4 seasons or 3 seasons and spent $500 million. Yes, he's got time to work. This is 12 games, Robbie. 12 games in with under 10 hard. He needs time.
Right,
Yeah,
Robbie,
look.
give us your view, mate.
Firstly, first common denominator. Every game that we've played decent or picked up good points this year has been against the big six. Okay, Liverpool, Arsenal, today Spurs. I'm even going to include Everton in that. Okay, we always got up for when we were a bit of pressure and we needed to win the game against the big boys. We've turned up, and why? Because most of the time they come out and have a go. They give us space. They come at us and they don't low block us. Example last week with Newcastle. Okay, go back to even Leicester in the Southampton game. We were at the pub. Yes, we won all those games, but we did not control those games. We were under pressure. Our defense. We won those games on our defense, not on from anything else. If our defense was Harry Maguire back then, a big chance we would have drawn or lost those games. Now, when I'm saying performance, I've said it to you a few times this year. 13 games or whatever under Ten Hag and a full preseason. I keep saying to you, I expect to see something different and look more like a Ten Hag team. I said it again. We looked more and played more Ten Hag football 2 games in on a preseason against Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. Now, I know he's had to come in and he's had to adapt to the team, but majority of the teams and the games we've won have been from sitting back and hitting people in the break. Now, look, at the end of the day, you said I'm a results person. That's what sport's about. Results, getting results. If you're going to win ugly and win, that's the most important thing. And if we can win ugly now and improve, that's an even more positive.
But then again, you're saying it's about results and and it's all about the results. Of course it is. Yeah, the results get you trophies and all that. But we won against Leicester, won against Southampton, won against all these teams, and you're still complaining that it's not a Ten Hag.
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's about the performance as well. You got to remember, I've seen my team win trophies. Yeah, our team win trophies. Yeah. I'm bored of the rubbish football under Oli. It was not sustainable counter-attacking football and freestyle football under Ten Hag, under LVG, under Mourinho. That
since Fergie had good football.
But then again, you're saying it's not a Ten Hag style. Tell me what Fergie style was, because every time he played different teams,
whipping balls into a plain attacking football, no matter what. Whipping balls from we have the worst percentage and conversion rate of crossing the ball into the box. And when we do cross the ball into the box, they always never find the first man anyway.
Yeah, but again, even back then on the Fergie, you can't tell me what. So what style is that? Whipping balls in the box, Aussie
Nothing,
football.
It was just attacking. It was attacking football, crossing ball. Wingers going to the byline and crossing balls into the box for our strikers.
Okay, we in a 4-4-2.
How many Premier Leagues? Plenty. It's exactly what City do now. Go to the byline, cross it into the box, score a tap in. We can't convert. And this is what I mean. All I'm saying is
where the crosses are coming from City. They're not coming from out wide where Beckham and all that used to whip them. They're coming from just in line with the 18-yard box.
Byline. They're coming from the byline. But same thing. 20 years of football is gone. We've got to adapt with the game. All I'm saying is we're bringing someone like a Ten Hag with his new football philosophy to – this is what I mean. We haven't had anything. When you say what football does United play, we haven't been able to tell anyone nothing for the past decade nearly. That's why when he came in, everyone's like, we're going to play possession. Yeah, we've always played a lot of possession under LVG, under Mourinho, even under Oli. We've had plenty of possession and done nothing with it. When we start beating a low block is when I'm going to say that we're starting to advance because, yes, we're starting to do some nice triangles. Our fullbacks are starting to press on and get – every now and then are starting to get in good positions and crosses. But this is what I mean. 13 games in, we still haven't seen what I'm expecting from Ten Hag yet.
Okay, again, he's got – if you look at the players that he's brought in, majority of the players that have brought in have been performing. You've got our fullbacks.
100% agree.
Okay, so he doesn't got his whole squad. Still, he doesn't got his whole squad to play. Why do you think Casemiro took a couple games in before he can actually start? And why did Anthony go straight into the squad? Because he knows
he played underneath him, 100%.
Exactly. You got someone like Rashford that's got burnt by how many managers? New system, new position, killed him. Right?
He's not playing a different game, Rashford. He's playing the same game he's played for the last 10 years. He's behind, bro, and sit and using his pace.
You got LVG telling him to do one thing. You got Mourinho telling him to do another. And then Mourinho kills him. No, you can't play football. Then Oli comes in and goes, do what the hell you want. Now this guy's got when now Ten Hag comes in and he goes, no, we've got a structure and a system and a philosophy. All these guys are stunned mullets. Like, what the hell's going on?
Boys,
it's gonna take time, bro.
As a neutral,
as a United fan, quickly, we should be performance and results is important as a United fan.
Yeah,
yes or no?
But it's not going to happen over 11 games or 12 games.
I never said that, but you keep saying all the time.
Where did City under Pep where were they in the first season? It took him time, didn't it? They didn't click straight away. Look at Klopp, first season. He didn't click straight away. It's going to take time. What are these comments saying? Everyone's having a giggle.
Listen, you two, you're rambling.
Bring them all in. Bring
Hold on.
Emad, bring Geordie, bring the boys in. Let's go.
Listen,
And
Tom
you
and
can't
Larry are going to be
compare
outside my house to fight me because they're going to think we're trying to step on their turf. This is not a Manchester United channel, but you bring up good points, boys. I'm going to try and just kind of put a bit of a stamp on this from a neutral perspective. I'm going to do the best I can do to not take the piss because there's nothing I like more than watching United fans argue. However, I think you're both tiptoeing around it, and I think you're both right in your own way. I understand, Robbie, that you want to see good football, right? You're a football purist. But I also understand what Borce is trying to say. And I think what he's trying to say is it's going to take time because these are players who have been asked to play one way, then they've been asked to play another way, then they had a bloke who just rocked up and got lucky with a gig in Ollie. They're going to need time. There are promising signs, and the promising signs would be that you are managing to get points. You are looking better. So I think for United, it's still, and you were all saying at the start of the season, this is going to take time. This is your process. Hopefully for you, that goes quicker and has a better result. But it is going to take time, boys. But at the moment, you've got to focus on the positives. And if I was a United fan, I know I'd be pretty happy with some of the results that have been coming out, especially since that Arsenal performance. What I do want to kind of bring up, now it's my turn to go on a bit of a rant. And I don't know where you boys sit on this. I'm going to lie. I know where Robbie sits on this. I don't know where you sit on this, Borce. I look at that footage from Cristiano Ronaldo this morning. Now, I know some United fans are saying it's a non-issue. Who cares? We won the game. But I know from watching the Aubameyang situation unfold at my club, things like that may be written off as a non-issue can slowly contradict and counter what a manager's trying to embed. Ten Hag wants to embed a culture, a system, a sense of discipline, and having the marquee man. I don't care who your players are. He is still the marquee man. He is still the man in the spotlight because he's one of the greatest footballers of all time. He's not starting games regularly. He would still want to be starting games regularly. Him going to warm up and then not getting put on against Spurs, when it was a pretty comfortable game, I almost feel like this is behind the scenes, and I might be wrong. It's coming to a head. It's going to get to a point where this could blow up. And if the club don't deal with it, this could contradict some of Ten Hag's positive work. Now, I look at Arsenal over the years, right? I think at some point you've got to look at a player who's contributed to your club over the years. And if you don't have plans to use them, or if they really don't want to be there, you've almost got to give something back and let them go. We did it with Van Persie. Yes, it came and bit us in the ass. And you can't compare Van Persie at Arsenal to Ronaldo at United. But he didn't want to be there. We had to let him go. We took an offer. He went, did his thing. We did our thing. We took a financial loss and some public humiliation on Aubameyang. It's worked out well for both parties. Thierry Henry didn't think he was going to win at Arsenal. We took a subpar bid from Barcelona. We let him go. At some point, I actually think Ronaldo now needs to be let go. You need to find an arrangement with another club, and you need to let him go and do his thing. This is one of the greats of football, and I do think it's a bit of a blight on the club. You might think it's a non-issue. You might think I'm talking nonsense, but this can only go badly for Manchester United if you don't address it. You're much better getting the positive PR, saying Ten Hag doesn't really want this guy. Let him go. We're saving a shitload of wages. Let's go and bring in someone who fits the mold. Borce, what do you think about what happened this morning? Is it a non-issue?
I think it's blown out a little bit out of proportion, to be honest. When I seen him walk down the tunnel, for me, it was like, it's you know what, I think he's slowly tarnishing his own legacy, not anything to do with Manchester United. That's just the way I see it. Bro, you're 40 years old, bro, or 38 years old, and you're throwing your toys at the pram, you're having a cry. It is what it is. You want to play the manager's way, then do what the manager wants you to do. Against Newcastle, he's supposed to be our number 9 in the box looking for their header, the late winners. But he's out wide. He's over there. He's trying to dictate play. Look, give him credit. He did drop in and win tackles and win the ball to help the team. Fantastic, yeah. And you can see maybe he's trying to implement what Ten Hag is telling him. But at the same time, bro, the whole team, when you're on the field, wants to give you the ball to score because you only got one goal or you haven't scored. Bruno's there was a chance, and I know Emad always brings it up every time they're both on the field. Bruno has to find Ronaldo. There was a ball where he could have played Anthony against Newcastle, but no, let's give a diagonal ball between 10 players and try get it to Ronaldo. And it always happens. Other players, where's Ronaldo? Give it to him. Where there's better options. We all can see we win games without Ronaldo. Yeah, we play better without Ronaldo. Yes, he did get us the winner against Newcastle, but I think Martial, if he doesn't get injured, am I right, Bobby? Everton? Against Everton, but Martial got injured, right? Yeah. And then Ronaldo came in. So if it wasn't for that, he doesn't play. Bro, look at how many times Ronaldo's on the bench and he gets like Fred comes on instead, and all these like Elanga comes on instead. Martial gets subbed on instead.
Why keep this guy shackled? Let him go.
This is why you say, but this is why you say when the United fans don't get onto their owners. Ten Hag said let him go. He didn't want him at the start, but the Glazers and the owners want to keep him for the marketing value and all this rubbish. It's the owners. It all comes back to them. This is why.
Not even just that, man.
Yeah, but
Scott, because you're the one that said last year that Arsenal lost top 4 because you guys didn't have enough depth.
We lost top 4 because we didn't sign in January. It's not rocket
This is the perfect analogy of why Ten Hag wasn't going to let him go. We spent more than what we thought we were going to spend. They weren't going to go get another striker when Ronaldo was there. He wanted to go. Number one, he missed the preseason for private issues or for whatever issues. He missed the preseason. In the preseason, he picked his own front three. They started their preseason. They worked together. That's why he's continued. Unless there's been, like I said, Martial's been injured. That's the only time he's gotten a chance, or the Europa League. And at the moment, that's what it's going to be. He has to sit there and take it. But he's also been at the same time while Martial's been out. He's been able to come back in. We haven't got another striker in the team. We've got plenty of wingers like Rashford, who's a winger who's playing down the middle because we've only got one number 9 who's been injured. So why would he let someone go, no matter what the situation is, to have no one like exactly what happened to Arsenal last year? That's why he's been there. People say he hasn't been
in the middle of long term. This is a long-term process.
Ronaldo is not a long-term situation. He's going to be here for another year if he's lucky.
Set that process back by keeping a player who is going to bring negative limelight like he has this morning. People, I know you said, let's just talk about the result. It was a great result. People are talking about Ronaldo as well. Why bring negative spotlight on the club? You can let him go. You're going to get some kind of fee. You're going to save a shitload of money on wages. Bring someone young and hungry in. You're keeping the guy against his will, and it's only tarnishing not only him and his image, but it's also bringing negative light on the club.
But Scotty, the window's not open. The window's not open. We can't
came in with an offer? No one. Who was going to pay $600K a week? No one.
Yeah, but not even that, Robbie. The window's not open. We can't do anything now. No one knew in January that he was going to have a cry and have a sook and all that. He did come out after the season and say he wanted to stay. Then he's flipped and changed his mind. He knew we weren't making Champions League in March when we got knocked out and all that, when we're out of the race. So he should have made a decision there, not said, I'm staying, and now I'm not staying because Mendes wants a fucking cut and all this sort of stuff on his contracts. Look, Ronaldo, of course, he can make a difference in our squad. He can possibly be the difference for us making top 4 and not making top 4. He's a brilliant player. You give him a ball, that one opportunity that half these footballers will take and miss, he will put him away. At the moment, if he wants to kick up a stink every single time and make it about Ronaldo, it's about me. Well, bro, you're gonna sit on the bench. Look when Radnick came in last season. Radnick said, "See, we got the Manchester derby. See you later, bro. Go to on your holiday on Portugal. Do what you need to do, and then you come back, and then this is what I need you for." You can see the problems with Ronaldo. Okay, yeah, it was a mad fairy tale. We all got G'd up, we all gassed up, happy because we wanted to see our boy back to the club. We got him.
It was a vanity signing.
Yeah, 100%.
We all know that.
We love it, bro. We love it. I'll never change that, to be honest. Even if I knew the way we're gonna capitulate last season, manager sacked, I'll still bring Ronaldo in. even though if destroyed us pretty much in a way. But then you can't just put it on him at the same time. Ronaldo
No,
needs to wake
he's
up.
contributed. He's still
Yeah,
contributed to this team.
exactly. But you can't say Maguire copping goals in the back four and all these other guys not making mistakes and Luke Shaw's and De Gea's and all that last season wasn't on Ronaldo. You can't always blame that. You look at the Brentford game this season, 4 goals. Ronaldo wasn't involved. He was on the field, but wasn't involved in any of them. Exactly. So look, Ronaldo, bro, at the end of the day, it's either shape up or ship out. Yeah.
I think he wants to ship out, but you just can't. You will see in January.
He needs to suck it up. I've got 5 more games for the World Cup. You want to play in the World Cup. You want to get your match fitness till then. You want to be in the best shape so you can win your country the World Cup. Well, how about you get on the field and perform, not kick up a stink. When we need you, you come on. But then when you're playing against Sheriff and you're losing the ball, you can't dribble against these farmers. I can't understand. Like, you're the GOAT, yeah. Sheriff, Omicron, all these teams, you can't do anything, bro. So you know what? How about you sit down, let the other boys come on, and let them show you how it's done. Yeah, all right, they're not scoring. It is what it is, bro. Ronaldo can keep kicking up a fuss. At the end of the day, it's his legacy. Next year when he goes and United get better and win the treble next season, we're not going to be worried about Ronaldo.
Look, bottom line from today, if he
23
sat down, if his team is out for an extra 5 minutes, I don't know why I couldn't. For an extra 5 minutes, he had to kick up a stink. This would have been a non-issue. And that's the only thing I got cranky with today. That this is our best performance, not just this season, in years. And because he walked off 2 or 3 minutes before full time, everything is about Ronaldo. That's why today I'm not making it a non-issue. I've seen, like I said, I agreed with Shane today. People are like, oh, it's disrespect to Ronaldo. He's done this and that. Man, look, number one, he's got a new boss. Eric Ten Hag is the boss. Doesn't matter what he's done before this. If you want to respect your manager, sit there. When he needs you, come on, like he done against Everton and won. If you need to play Europa League games, you play Europa League games. We're playing Europa League football. But I just didn't understand.
He doesn't even do well in Europa League, which is like this is where you have your chance to prove to the manager in these Europa League games that are nothing games at the moment, the group stage. I don't worry about too much of the group stage. Bro, prove yourself. Score the goals. McTominay comes on and gets the winner. All right, he's shown that he wants to play and he's fighting for his spot. Fred, all right, he's not always consistent, but he at least he tries and fights for his spot. You got Anthony, you got Sancho, all these players. Ronaldo just kicking back, give the ball to me. He right in front of goal, misses. Can't sort his feet out. He's mistiming runs, always offside. There was a goal that he scored almost offside. Maybe unlucky not to get the one against Newcastle where the ref blows the whistle and he taps it past the keeper. But he's always offside, so you're not even committed to come back on and contribute to the build-up play. But anyways, right. Ronaldo can do what he wants. Let him do.
Thank God. Let's move. Bottom line is we played a mad game today and won. I don't know why all the negativity.
3-point collectors. We're back again.
Let's move. Speaking about 3-point collectors, just in case you haven't checked any of the results from this morning, we're not going to go into these because there was nothing too amazing. Liverpool collected another 3 points over West Ham. Kind of dangerous to see them winning back to back. Hopefully that's the end.
West Ham missed a penalty, man. It wasn't an amazing thing.
And this is what I mean, Robbie, this is what I mean about performances. Last week, Liverpool against City, cracker. Like, you saw what's this Liverpool team coming out, pressing them, not giving any time on City on the ball. They're versus a team that's kind of in that bottom half of the table, not picking up as many points, and they think it might be a walkover, and then the performance takes a hit. It's just that mentality, and it happens to every team. It is what it is. You can't blame now the manager, Klopp, and the players. It's that mentality that you verse a weaker side and you kind of drop to their level. But it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same Liverpool that we saw last week. And I know they're getting the points, which is as Robbie said. But Liverpool, when Liverpool start getting the points, not playing well, that's a problem because we know what they're capable of. United, we don't even know what we are.
Speaking of not playing well, Chelsea with I think it was 66% possession couldn't convert against Brentford. Another team that's having trouble with the goals, and Chelsea that's a bit of a hit to their positive momentum lately. Right before the United game too, so I know they wouldn't have been stoked with that result.
But just on Chelsea quickly, Scott. Sorry, on Chelsea,
Go.
you say it's not a good performance. I'll be honest with you.
No, it's not a good result. 0-0 is not a good result.
I haven't. Yeah. All right. Result. See, under Potter, I haven't really watched a full Chelsea game, right? Under Potter, but my dad's a Chelsea fan, and he criticizes everything. I asked him today, how was the game? Because we played good. We just couldn't score. So it's interesting to see. And Graham Potter loves to put it on us every fucking season. Yeah, he went from Brighton, Munich now to Chelsea. I'm a little bit worried. Potter ball on the weekend, but from the sounds of it, I know they got a few injuries. Yeah, I know Brentford's not an easy pushover, but it looks like Chelsea are slowly getting their house in order, and I think there might be a problem. And look, Kepa, he's
redemption.
He didn't get married or engaged, so he solidified that girlfriend. They solidified his number one position in goals. Mate, it's all smiles for him, mate. Huh?
That's it. All right, moving on, boys. We've got some fixtures coming up that we want to do some predictions for. RJ will probably send his in, but just for now, Borce, you can be RJ for the evening.
Here we go.
All right, the first one, boys. Fulham hosting Aston Villa. I'm hoping because I've got money on it, the Fulham don't lose this. I think Villa, for me, are really concerning. Villa are concerning, and Fulham have shown promising signs. They've just dipped a little bit from that early season form, but I actually think Fulham have enough to at least snatch a draw. I think this one's going to be 1-1. What do you think, Robbie?
Yeah, agree, 1-1.
Butch?
I think Fulham can do it because this is tomorrow's game, yeah, not the weekend. This is tomorrow morning. I think Fulham can get it. They've had a few disappointing results the last couple of weeks, and Gerrard on the chopping block already. Rumors that Pochettino in at Villa. Is that what I'm hearing?
Not to Villa. He's too big for Villa.
What I've heard. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I agree. He's too big for Villa. That's a downgrade for him.
A stepping block to Arsenal.
You waited till I took a drink to make that smart ass comment.
You're about to.
Yeah, I was about to choke on it. Next one, and this shocked me today because I was having a look at some of the sporting odds, and Leicester, I think, were favourites against Leeds. Leeds put in a cracking performance against us. They did everything except bang in 7 goals. So I was shocked to see them not favourites to this one, particularly with Leicester's up and down form. I actually think Leeds are going to win this match. I'm going with Leeds 1-0. What about you, Butch?
Yeah, bro. If it wasn't for that performance against Arsenal, I'm probably saying Leicester might get a win, but I think Maddison is suspended as well. They've got a few players out, so it's not looking good for them, man. I don't know what's going to happen with Rodgers and that squad. I could see a draw, though. I could see maybe a 0 or a 1. They had a 0 last week, so there might be another 0 or 1. I could see a draw this one.
Robbie?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go Leeds, but 2-1. I think with Madison's the best player out again. Still shaky, and like I said, that performance with Leeds, they've been pretty good, Leeds, this year. I hate to give them credit, but they've been not bad.
All right, before we get to the next one, please make sure if you're watching this that you smash a like on the video. The likes help with that crazy YouTube algorithm and help get this content seen by more people. So please smash a like. If you're watching this back, leave a comment with some of your predictions, maybe some comments on the Ronaldo debate, the United performance. It's been a little bit of a United-heavy stream. It makes me ill. But let's look at the next game. Let's look at the next one. Yeah, we've got Forest.
You got saved from the city demolition this morning. All
right? I knew. When Robbie said we'll bring Borce on, I knew what I was in for. I was basically just going to go lay down while you guys are in the middle of your cat fight. But let's look at Nottingham Forest hosting Liverpool. Forest, for me, I don't think I've tipped them at all this season. I just think they were calamitous with the signings they made and the challenge of building chemistry. I see nothing but a Liverpool win. So I'm going to go with Liverpool to take it 3-1. Mo Salah at the double. What about you, Butch?
Yeah, I wanna say Forest because I wanna see him stay in the Premier League, but I don't think against Liverpool. But then again, we've said it against Fulham when Liverpool played Fulham that Liverpool going to get the result, and we've seen other a different story. But yeah, Liverpool for me. I had Salah captain this morning too. Pathetic, unbelievable.
Yeah, not great. What about you, Robbie?
Just quickly on the FPL thing, I made a quick a few changes obviously with the blank out this week, and the only thing I forgot to do is put my captain on. So by auto, I put my captain on Neco Williams on Nottingham Forest.
Oh,
Mate, I
Wednesday,
got the clean. I got 12 points, and so I would have had it on Salah. He only would have got me 6. So that was just the luck of the draw thing. But yeah, look, again, Liverpool haven't been impressed me besides last week, but
yeah.
just Nottingham Forest just look terrible, man. They just look like a big mix of everything that's not working. So I think, where's the game at? Is it at Liverpool as well?
It's at Nottingham.
Yeah, no issue. It'll be
Can I make
2-0.
a difference? Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Mate, they
Yeah,
could
same.
play it at Campbelltown Stadium.
Oh, no, it was just going to be how big the score was.
You never know, man. You never know. We've seen stranger things happen, and let's see. They might get they might have their social media team at it again. So
Yeah, maybe Lingard might score. No, 2-0 Liverpool.
All right, next one. We can do this one quickly. We'll start with you, Borch. Everton hosting Crystal Palace. Frank Lampard, Patrick Vieira. Who takes the points?
I'm gonna go for a draw.
1-1, 2-1. What are we looking at?
Yeah, maybe 1-1. Oh, but then Palace. No,
Zaha was looking sharp.
Salah was looking good. But I'll still go for a draw. I'll still go
Okay.
for a draw. 1-1.
Robbie?
Who was again? Palace and who? Sorry.
Everton.
Ooh. No, I think Everton need a result here. I'm going to go 1-1.
I'm going 1-1 as well. So, hat trick, boys. We've got Alec in the chat. I think he's a Man City fan. He's expecting a Man City reaction winning streak. So they've done it many times and they've won titles. Hard to argue on that because they have done that in the past. And I expect a Man City reaction as well because they are hosting Brighton. They'll still be reeling from that result against Liverpool. I think they're going to come out and absolutely put Brighton to the sword. So I'm going with City to take this 3-0. What about you, Rob?
Yep, took the words out of my mouth again. 3-0.
Yeah.
Borch?
Yeah. City win. I think City win. Yeah, about 3, maybe 4.
Yeah. And Alec, if you're still in the chat, feel free to chuck your prediction in as well as a Man City fan. We've got then Aston Villa and Brentford. Well, I'm leaving Chelsea United to the end. We've got Aston Villa and Brentford. I think Brentford should take this. I'm just not impressed with Villa. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Brentford. What about you, Robbie?
Yeah, look, it'll be interesting to see what happens after tomorrow's game, the result. Yeah. But obviously we can't predict it. But if it was tomorrow's game, I like Brentford as well, 2-1.
Okay. I'll go Villa. I think Villa might need to bounce back big time.
Borch going to chuck straight back to you. Leeds United hosting Fulham. We've got some double fixtures. So who takes this? Leeds, Fulham, draw?
I don't know. It's a hard games to pick, eh?
2-2. Put me down for 2-2.
As long as Mitrovic gets some goals, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, I'll go. I think I might go for a Leeds win, man. They're looking good. They're starting to pick up a bit of form. So I'll go Leeds. Yeah, 2-1. I'll go Leeds.
I'm going with a 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw for me. Next one. My boys, the Saints are hosting the Gunners. I'm fully expecting us to come out after we do the business against PSV and wrap this group up. We're going to show Van Nistelrooy who's boss. But I do think then we're going to come out against Southampton and maintain our good form. I'm not worried about Southampton, famous last words, and I think we'll have enough in the tank. But we haven't been convincing for a little while, so I don't think it'll be an easy ride. The defense has been slightly shaky. Gabriel Magalhaes, I'm starting to get some concerns about him, man. So I'm
should have taken Martinez. Martinez and Saliba in the back. Oh, you would have won the league by now.
Too short, mate. Too short for me.
Ask Harry Kane how short he was. Ask Harry Kane.
I knew that he'd get a bite. No, I'm going to go with 2-1 to the Gunners. What about you, Robbie?
Yeah, 1-0 Gunners. I think it'll be just a 1-goal margin in it, whatever it is.
Yeah. What about you, Borch?
1-0 Southampton. Ward-Prowse free kick.
Seriously?
1-0 Southampton. Ward-Prowse free kick.
I hope RJ doesn't get his tips in because I know then that's -1 for him. Helps us catch up. Wolves and Leicester. God, there's some crackers this week, aren't there? Wolves
Relegation
hosting Leicester.
fight.
Go.
I'm actually going to go Leicester on this one, 2-1.
I'll go Wolves.
I'll go 1-1. I can't split them. Spurs hosting Newcastle. Please, Newcastle.
Wow, this will be good. Oh,
Put him in the mud.
Yeah, wow. I'm gonna.
Where are you at, boys?
Is this a Newcastle?
This is at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh, if this was at Newcastle, I think it would have went Newcastle there.
I think it could be a draw, bro. It could be a draw. Newcastle love their draws this season. Spurs struggle to score.
I'm gonna go 1-0.
Go for nil all. Might go for nil all.
You know what? I'm backing the Newcastle boys. I'm going to go with Shano here.
So they got
2-1.
players though. Shana is Saint Maximin and that what's he called? The Swedish Shamak. Isak.
No,
Is he or what?
Isaac's out for after the World Cup.
Is he out after the World Cup? What happened? They spent all this money and he's in the injury.
Yeah, he's got something wrong. He's not coming. He's not going to be back till January.
Premier League's not for everyone. Could be back. So Maximin could be back. Yeah. I think I still give it a draw, but I won't be surprised, bro. Newcastle are really good, man. I'm shocked that their progression is a bit too quick. Not happy. And they haven't spent much. They haven't spent the big dollars yet. So far out, bro. Them top 4 spots are gonna be limited very soon.
Can't wait to see Sky Sports say the new Big Six, cross out Chelsea and put Newcastle in.
Hey,
Remember
did you
they
see
did that after Leicester?
Hey, did you see what they did when Liverpool was 11th?
Yeah. God forbid we don't see Liverpool, hey.
They had 11th, so they usually the top 10. They had 11th, and as soon as Liverpool went into the 8th or something, they're back to the top 10. Shameless.
The agenda is real. The agenda is
I'm
real.
gonna go. I think Spurs will win this game. Even though I've been really impressed with Newcastle, but Spurs haven't lost a game at White Hart Lane or whatever they call it now this whole season. So I'll go 2-1. I think they really need to hit back after that in front of their own fans with that disappointing loss today.
All right, last one before we get to your match, boys. This will be a cracker one for the football purists. West Ham hosting Bournemouth. And make sure you do what Alex said here. Hit those likes. Let's get it up at least to double digits. We can certainly do better than that. What's happening here, boys? West Ham, Bournemouth.
West Ham for me, man. They looked okay this morning, the last game as well. I know they think they got a draw, but with that Declan Rice goal. But I think they'll be strong for Bournemouth, too strong.
All right, Robbie.
Yeah, look, I'll go West Ham, but not easily. Bournemouth have been surprising me with these results. I've been pulling out here and there, win here, draw there. But look, I'll go West Ham, especially if they're at home 2-1 just.
West Ham 2-0 for me. The last match that we're going to talk about this evening, before we get into the quickfires, is, of course, the big one. At Stamford Bridge, Chelsea, Manchester United. I know you boys are going to give us a good little preview of this one. Let's not quickfire it. Give us some of your views. Robbie, what are you expecting from this match?
Yeah, look, I don't know what to expect at the moment. After today, if we went to Stamford Bridge and played like today, obviously I've got a confidence, still fresh. But again, at the Bridge, really bad record. I don't see us going there and really giving it to them like we did against Spurs today. But I really, like I said, I trust our defense. Our back four has been really, really hard to break down and really a good unit. Look, I'm waiting to see team news again. I still think if Marcel is fit, I reckon Eric will play him down the middle, and I think that's a positive as well. Look, Potter hasn't lost yet, and for me, slowly each week they've been they're a little bit all over the place too. Chelsea, like they're getting the results. They put a great performance in, and they'll get a dodgy one like last week against Villa. They got the result, but Villa were good. I don't know. Look, if we go there and get a result, including a draw, I'll be wrapped. Because we're 1 point behind them now. We've made up a little bit of ground from today, so I'm gonna go 1-1 draw.
Borce, do you agree, Robbie?
Yeah, to an extent I do, man. Even under Fergie, Fergie struggled to win at Stamford Bridge even back then for many years. I don't even know how many times he's won there, but it's always, I don't know what it is. Like it's you and Tottenham. Only the home team always wins. It's like that with us, and with us and Chelsea. We go to the bridge, and minimum a draw is what we come out from. But yeah, look, do you know what? Yeah, since Fergie has left, these games against Ten Hag, I really trust in the team he puts out. It does. Like usually I'll say Fred and McTominay, and I'm like, oh, this player, and this player's on the bench. Like last time I saw like Sancho, Martial, and all these like players on the bench. I'm like, oh no, here we go. Like what the hell? But I kind of trust in his lineup. I think he puts the right team out for the right games. I think he really goes into the analysis and data and the way, and he really looks at the opposition team as well. And
What Trish say? Who plays in midfield? Who partners Casemiro? Who do you think?
It might be.
Does Eriksen come? Does Fred play again? You continue with the win this morning.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, man. To be honest, that's going to be a tough decision. I think against Chelsea, I think we need to hold the ball a bit more. If you want to ask my opinion, you maybe put Fred, Casemiro, and Eriksen, and you drop Bruno because we need someone that can keep the ball. It won't happen. Obviously, we know it's not going to happen, but it's either going to be Eriksen, Fred. McTominay's now back; he's not suspended anymore, so he's been playing well this season. You got to give him credit. Does he start? He gives us a bit more going forward than he does back. But with Casemiro, if you have Casemiro there with McTominay and Bruno, it could work. We haven't seen it too many times, but I don't think Ten Hag is going to be changing things up for the Chelsea game.
Agree.
Against Newcastle, you can see the formations. You're tweaking a little bit, trying to break down that low block, and we don't got the Europa League where he can throw these plays in and see how they work together. I think he'll go similar lineup. I won't be surprised if Fred's in there. Maybe Eriksen comes in. I could see the normal lineup leading up to when Eriksen was kind of ill. But I think Rashford, Sancho, Anthony start up front. I think our back line's the same. Competition, Luke Shaw and Malacia now. There's no room for errors. You make a mistake, and Luke Shaw's been fighting for his spot. So it'll be interesting to see how the battles with the left and right backs go, because you got Cucurella there. I think Ben Chilwell didn't play this morning. I don't think. I'm not sure if he's injured. He was on the bench probably. And you got these players with Chelsea as well. So it's gonna be a hard. Mason Mount, he's starting to pick up a little bit of form. Brozier up front there. He's got that pace. Lacks a bit of composure up front. Maybe he rushes his shots a little bit, but they got Aubameyang. They rested Aubameyang, rested Sterling. They rested a lot of players. I don't know if it was for the build up for the United game, which it didn't really work out. If they got the result, you could have said, yeah, all right, well done. But now, I don't know, does it make a difference? A fresh Aubameyang, fresh Sterling, and all these players, Pulisic and all them, maybe makes a difference. But I think we can jag a win, bro. I think we can jag a win. It might not be pretty because it's just a team. I'll take the draw now away from home, but I'll probably go 1-0 United, man. Just. Yeah.
Obviously, we got the momentum of a big win. They've obviously had a disappointing draw to Brentford.
You know what? It's very, sorry to cut you off. It's very important now, this game, yeah, because we said the Newcastle result was a big one because of the two games that we had coming up. But now, if we get 3 points against Chelsea, I think we verse our next couple of games, these teams in the bottom 10 or the bottom half of the table to reverse someone.
Well, the important thing is not to lose against Chelsea. Just like I said, we're 1 point behind them at the moment. We have a couple of good fixtures on paper coming up. If we can get a result there, that's massive. Yeah,
it needs to be a win, Robbie. It needs to be a win. These boys the team needs to realize, hey, this is like an all or nothing special here. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be a big result.
Do you need Arteta to draw you some pictures? Maybe fire the boys up.
We might need to play the Chelsea at the training ground, and we might get the feel of the atmosphere, to get used to it.
It's going to be a big game. From where I stand, I think this is a bigger game for Manchester United right now than it is to Chelsea, because you guys you progressively, I think, are getting better. You got that result against us, which for me really kick-started things. You beaten Spurs. You beat Liverpool, didn't you? You beat Liverpool. You beat Spurs. You beat us. I think if you can then get Chelsea done, that really instills a lot behind what Ten Hag's trying to do and what your players are doing. So for me, it's actually it means more to Manchester United right now. Potter, there's still that excuse around Chelsea of Potter's still settling in and they're still playing Potter's way. So I actually think they've got a bit more leeway to not win this. But playing at the Bridge isn't easy. Chelsea has some quality defenders in there. I don't know if Thiago Silva will be back. Put him in my fantasy Premier League this week for him not to play, which was bloody brilliant. But it's going to be really interesting because I don't have a lot of faith in your players to finish the chances. And it's the same with Chelsea. Neither team
you're right.
is one I have faith in to find the back of the net, but I do like their defense, and it's hard to argue that your defense without Maguire isn't doing much better. So I'm actually going to split the points here. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I'm tempted to go 0-0 because I don't like either of your teams to score, but 1-1 for me is where I'm at.
We'll take that, bro, to be honest. But
would you be happy with 1-1, boys?
I'll point at the Bridges, like I said, but we
don't
lose.
The Bridge now against this Chelsea, is it the same as a point at the Bridge a few years back?
This Chelsea hasn't lost yet.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, you got me there, Robbie. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, it's hard, but the thing is as well, it's like some curse. Like it's like in the DNA. You go to the Bridge and just maximum you can. Like, Robbie? Remember a couple of years ago under Jose, we're winning the whole game, 96th minute.
Oh, Ross Barkley
gets a goal. And the last time
that was his first and last match for Chelsea too. I think
Diego Costa extra time gets a goal. Like we just can't get a win. We just can't get a win.
We have heaps of draws. 1-1 is like probably the most popular. Even at home.
I think we did beat them in the FA Cup with that Rashford free kick.
I was talking to the boys before. The last time I beat him, I think, was just after the year after that was Harry Maguire got the header off the corner. So we won 2-0 at the Bridge. That was the last time we won.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a treat. If you're a Manchester United fan, it's been a Manchester United thing, not a football thing tonight. We've covered the United Spurs result. We've talked about performance versus results. We, of course, cover the big news about Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe it's not big news. You'll have to go back and watch and share your views. And we've done some predictions for some mammoth fixtures that are coming up. We're edging ever closer to a World Cup, which scares the heck out of me, boys. And we are now going to run this show out with some quick fires. And this might be very quick because, to be completely honest, I've only got one. And I don't know if Robbie's ready. Robbie, have you got something, champion?
I've got none tonight. Sorry to disappoint you, mate.
Oh, mate, you've disappointed me all day today. It's not working for us. All right, boys, guess the footballer. I'm going to give you some clues. When you think you've got it, let me know. But if you get it wrong, you're not allowed another go. Okay.
Let's go.
This is a player who played the majority of his career in Spain. Okay, played in the La Liga. This player has made over 250 appearances for one team in the La Liga. In the latter stages of his career, he played for Schalke and for Al Sadd. He represented the Spanish national team, scoring 44 goals in 102 appearances. Here's some career totals for you boys. 693 career appearances, 291 goals.
Yeah, I agree with the thing. Raul was that's the only one I can think of. A Real Madrid. That's the only one. But yeah, is that right or not?
It is Raul. The boys are right. Look at him.
I didn't know that he finished in what was it? El Sadd or something.
Al Sadd.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, until you said that, I was probably going to say Özil because he was at Schalke as well.
Yeah, I'm like, he didn't play that many games for him. No way. Yeah, no, okay, fair enough.
There you go, boys. There was that one. And next one, just to finish it off, without using your own club's kits, what's another Premier League kit that you're really a fan of this season?
Crystal Palace home.
Nice, Robbie.
I do have to say both Arsenal's third kit and home away kit, the black one and the pink one. I'm a fan of it.
Well, I'm gonna with the Arsenal, the black kit. I'm gonna have to maybe put a lawsuit in because I think they've copied.
The football capital. You heard it here first. Arsenal look out.
Plagiarized. Mate, mine, this was dropped way before that. So, mate, might have to.
You know they're watching. Look, for me, actually, I had a bit of an epiphany moment watching your match this morning. Maybe it wasn't this morning. I can't remember when. It was one of your matches. The kit that Robbie's wearing, they just zoomed in on a player and you could see the authentic. You know how there's that difference?
Yeah.
It just looks so schmick. I love the black 3 stripes at the top. I think it's a really mint kit. That's another thing I'm gonna say about your club tonight.
We can organise one.
Get those lawyers on Cronky. There you go. And Emad saying you might actually make enough money to buy a bus. So there you go. I can picture him on a bus with a cigar with Aussie Guna there too. But boys, it's been fun as always. Borce, thank you for stepping in. If you want to see more of him, if you haven't had enough of his voice and head tonight, check the Football Capital out. I've tagged it in the post. The link's in the description. We're always linking up.
Anyone gets it on the Football Capital, on the Instagram, on the YouTube. Anyone gets it. It's
cigar worthy, mate.
It might have to get a few people in the octagon as well. So we never know. It might be a different type of content soon.
Let's go, brother. Let's go. My shirt will come off. I'm ready. But boys, it's been a pleasure, Robbie. I know you're going to have a good weekend watching all that football. Tuesday evening, we will be back because, as you could tell from the predictions, we've got a ton of matches to go through. And no doubt there's going to be more controversy. That's why we love football. It's a football thing. It's a Premier League thing. And we are saying good night to you till Tuesday. Take care, everyone.
Ciao.